Okay, so hey guys, what's up? Zombie here. So recently, I've been going through kind of a rampage on, or I guess just a binge on all of the old giant monster movies. Daikaiju movies, and I'm a huge fan of it, as you can see from tattoo and general room around me. I'm a big monster movie fan. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on it as well, and something's been bugging me that I keep seeing pop up in every single list and was it video that tells you information on what the first one was, and they're all wrong. There's only a few people that apparently get it right, and a lot of people keep saying that King Kong is the first giant monster movie. They're like, oh, the first kaiju movie is King Kong. No, it's not. Some of them say the first one is Godzilla. No, it's not. Okay, so the first King Kong was like 2 decades after the first one, and I want to tell you what it is. The first one is called Conquest of the Pole. It's a French movie, and it's the first movie, to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure it's the first movie. It's made, as you can see on the screen, in 1912. It has the first appearance of a giant monster that people battle on screen. And it was not a bad movie. It's about 30 minutes long. It's in the public domain, so I can show it to you on here, no problem. And I can show you scenes from it, not worry about the music. It's an open public domain movie, because it's really, really old. But you can find it on YouTube. You can go watch it when people add subtitles to it. It's a silent movie, because this is before they actually had words in movies. So you'll have a segment of the movie happening, and a segment of the words of what happened, what they said. But more or less, it's people going on a journey to the North Pole to basically just explore. They're explorers. They want to conquer it. They want to be the first people there, to see what's there, to explore. It's a fantasy movie. So it's pretty cool. This is like 2 years or 3 years after the actual first expedition to the North Pole happened, so it's still pretty fantasy world for them back then. Because I think the first time someone set foot on it, wasn't that in like 1909? I'll show you the Wikipedia in a second, just so you can kind of see some details on it, but yeah, the long and short of it is, the first kaiju movie, the first daikaiju, giant monster movie, ever was this movie. Not King Kong. King Kong happened, 21 years later. 21 years later. I mean, that was obviously the most well done and amazingly popular version of any kind of giant monster movie that happened up to that time. But it was not the first. They cannot claim it. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this. First, this movie is really, really old. It's really old. Sorry, I just got this version from YouTube so I can show it to you really quick. This one I think I got this on archive.org. Archive.org. But yeah. Oh no, this is not the right version. I'm going to get an English version later. So basically the people are going on an expedition, and when they get there, oh yeah, that's their plane. It's awesome, right? And yeah, they fly through galaxies and across planets and all kinds of crap. And eventually they get there, and they wake up a gigantic ice beast that pops up from here. It's a frost giant, and he's like, oh, he smokes a pipe and everything, and they scare him away with cannons. Spoiler alert. But that is, right there, that is the first giant monster that you will ever see in a movie. 1912, guys. 1912. That is really a long time ago. I mean, that's over 100 years ago. That's, 108 years ago? My goodness. But yeah, this is the first giant monster encounter. So they scare him, he eats people. Let's see if I can skip ahead a little bit. So they're fighting him, and see how he has him in his hand right there? This is like the first scary monster attack, because when people saw this back in 1912, this scared the crap out of them. They're like, what the heck? How did they do that? They didn't know. People passed out when they saw Frankenstein. That was like 2 decades after this. He ate the people. And then he runs away and gets the cannon. He's got the cannon now. And he, of course, barfs the people up and all that. But yeah, no, long and short, I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I want you to go and watch it yourself. I don't want to spoil it, but that is the creature. And I just want to show you a little bit about the history of it. So here's, of course, the Wikipedia, the most trustworthy site of all time, because, of course, it's all sourced, and everyone puts their sources on here, and it's all complete legit now. I'm done picking on this. Basically, it is based on a Jules Verne story. It's loosely based on that. So, Voyages Extraordinaires. It's French, and it's fantastic in every way. Apparently, it didn't do that well in the box office. Oh, I actually don't have the full version of it. I thought I did. Okay, I'll find the full version of it later, and I'll watch that. Apparently, it's 44 minutes long. But yeah, this is back when they just had a bunch of still pictures, and they put them together. This is like the birth of film, of movie film. So it was like a rapidly running slideshow almost back in that day. But if you want to see the plot, here's the whole plot right here. I'll zoom up a little bit so I'm not in the middle of it with my face. You can pause it and read over it, or you can just go to the Wikipedia and look over it. Let's see. It's, of course, a silent movie, and we already know that it's based on real events and with the whole journey of the North Pole kind of thing happening, and it's also based on Jules Verne. So it's really, what's it called? It's really a fantasy book. It's like a sci-fi fantasy. This is like almost the birth of the sci-fi genre. It's a little bit after Frankenstein happened. I think that was 1910. Boris Karloff also, guys, was not the first Frankenstein. Frankenstein was shot in 1910. Boris Karloff did it way later than that. Yeah, silent movies. They're a little bit ahead of the ones you're used to. They weren't the Hollywood popular versions. They were the originals. There was also Fairy Log, which was Alice in Wonderland. No, Wizard of Oz. And there was also an Alice in Wonderland, which is actually still watchable. Let's see, this is the guy who made it, basically, and you can just kind of go through it. I don't want to talk for an hour on the history of it, because it's quite interesting. This is one of the last movies this director did. It was kind of the beginning of his downfall, because it didn't do that well in the box office, even though it was incredibly well critically acclaimed. It was very well received. It was a great movie, but it just didn't do that well in the theater, so it didn't make that much money. So it was kind of the beginning of the end for this guy, with his financial situations. Oh, there it goes, were his last film. So it's pretty close to his last works. But, yeah, this is a wonderful movie. I think you should check it out. It's worth watching. It's fun. And it's one of the original kaiju movies. If you love giant monster movies and you have half an hour, go watch this. It is the first. You can't find any physical copy of it. Good luck on that. But because those are probably under some kind of heavy-duty archive by now so that they can be preserved properly. But it exists online. So I'll see you guys later. I hope that was informational. I hope I was able to just kind of tell you guys about something you didn't know yet. And that was my goal. So bye. See you later. Keep being amazing. Bye.